really thank. It's a great pleasure for me to be here with you, and thanks for your invitation. And really a big thanks to Yoko and to Ando and to Thierry Schneider for this invitation. I just would like to share with you an example of civil society involvement in France. Did I have to change the slide? I do it myself. Okay, you do it for me, that's right? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Can I, okay, can do this?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes? Did I have the control on the screen, please? Yes, could I? Okay, you see, you agree, we all agree that we have many complex and sensitive topic on nuclear issue. And did you hear me? Yes, and here in France, we have a big chance with a local information committee. But of course, it's not so easy. It's a long way to create this place for exchange and for discussion and for expression of the civil society in France. It's a legal frame, and we will see after the long way to create them. But it's a place where a diversity of context and experience could be around the table, where people, NGO, expert, operator, regulator, TSO, and trade unions, and so on, elected people share their information and address various topic and questions to all the actors. And there is, of course, a big link with the local population. The local information committee have a big role on this topic. And we are all around the table and to try to discuss and to put on the table all the question, the issue of the population, and to have a close look about the evolution of the nuclear activity and nuclear plants on the territory. You see here is a map of all the CLI in France. There is for the moment 35 CLI in France, and it's around 2,000 members and more than 2.5 million resident population. So it's really an important place for exchange in France around nuclear plants, around disposal, around laboratory, and it's really a diversity of nuclear activity. But it's taken really a long way to success to have this expression of the civil society in nuclear field. You see, the first CLI was created in 1977 in the east of France with Fessenheim, and it's a long way to now to create all the CLI. But we have a legal frame for this expression, and I think we are the only one country of the world where we have this legal frame for the expression of the civil society, a place where civil society could discuss about nuclear issue. You see, the most important law are 1981 with a circulaire Mauroy, but the most important law is 2006 with a law about transparency and security, which give a really legal status to the local information committee. It's at this time that we have the creation of the Independent Safety Authority, ISN. And we have a second evolution in the frame, in the legal frame, with 2015, with a new law regarding renewable energy, and which included a new missions for the local commission regarding, for example, the obligation to have a public meeting and to be, for example, consulted regarding an emergency plan and that. And well, now we are in 2021, and there is 35 CLI in France, and there are really an essential link with the population, and to have transparency information. And ANCCLI, I work for the ANCCLI, which is the French Federation of all these local commission of information. Here you see, from example, regarding the legal frame, Article 22 of the law of 2006 regarding transparency and security, and you see that offer to the CLI an important mission regarding follow-up and information of the nuclear plants, and regarding safety, radio protection, and impact on person or environment. And it's including epidemiological study and measurement analysis. So it's really a large scope of action. And you see, since the new law of 2015, a new mission for the local information committee regarding public meeting, at least one per year, and consultation on emergency plan, decommissioning strategy, and the possibility to have to visit the nuclear plants when after a safety event. And you see, it's really a large scope of mission for the local information committee, and all of this is really righted on the legal frame on the law. So at the beginning of the creation of the CLI, you see it's a long way, beginning in 1977. The CLI are more a place to exchange information, only a place where the operators, the regulator, and the expert, public expert TSO share the information with the population, with the local actors, with elected people, NGO, trade union, and expert people. But time after time, CLI really want to develop their own expertise and to be really as an advisor in the decision-making process. We develop time after time competence, citizen expert competence regarding radiological protection or safety or environment impact, and we're in a way to be able to request study, epidemiological study or analysis. And it's really an important evolution of the role and of the mission of the local information committee. And it's been built time after time because it's necessary to co-build this evolution with all the nuclear actors. It's not only a work together. It's really we really need to be either see on the peaks, everybody around the table to be able to build together. And I just would like to show you example. I just now would like to show you different example of this evolution of the local information committee to be an autonomous actor, an independent actor in the field of the nuclear issue. For example, you see CLI are consulted for new law projects, for public inquiries, for update emergency plan. And here on this pics is the member of local information committee of Gravelines, it's the north of France. It's just near one of the biggest nuclear plants of the world, which is a 6 reactor of 900 megawatt each one. And you see they change, they use MOX for the reactor 5 and 6, and there is an authorization file, and the CLI have done a report regarding their questions and recommendation regarding this evolution of the fuel combustible in the reactor 5 and 6. And you see, for example, from these people here, this one, did you see my screen on my, I hope you see, this one is an elected people, and this was an NGO, and we have already all the main actor of a territory together to put on the table. Here is the man responsible of the public inquiry, and we share with him the recommendation of the local information committee. Another example, important, you see it's always near the nuclear plants of Gravelines. At several times, the operator should do analysis about the water under the nuclear plants. It's 20 meter deeper on the ground. And at this time, you see there is member of the CLI, and we take a sample and we do samples, and we do our home analysis with an independent laboratory. And after, of course, we intercomparison between the result of the operator, the result of the TSO, the expert public, and the result of the CLI. Main of the time, of course, there is a really close result, and it's a positive way. It's develop trust and confidence between the member of the CLI with the operator, with the regulator, and with the expert public. But sometimes we find some difference between the result of our laboratory and the laboratory of the operator. And of course, we ask during a meeting why there is this difference, and we like to have an answer about to understand this difference on the result. Another way you see here, it's a typical CLI's meeting where the operator present his annual report, and where the regulator ISEN give his point of view of this annual report, and where we share with the member of the CLI, which are here in the room, all the information regarding safety, environment, and health situation on the nuclear field in this territory. And another example, yeah, you see here, it's a public meeting. Each year, the CLI have the obligation to do one time per year at minimum a public meeting regarding a topic that the CLI decided. And it's really a good way to have a closer relation with the population, because the CLI is an independent place. And so it's important to explain to the population that it's a place where the population could ask their questions, and to put on the table their anxious, perhaps, questions, and to try to give them all the information available at the moment. And other way you see here, it's an emergency plan exercise. And you see you have during this exercise you have member of CLI as observer for regarding the exercise, and to put on the table their point of view of the exercise, and one need to be updated or to be strengthened. Another example. So I am really for CLI, you know, it's not communication not mean to have access to information on a website, or to have sometime a report annual time. It's really necessary to develop their own expertise, to have access to all information, of course, but to share several opinions, to develop their own understanding, and to develop knowledge. And then they really want to participate to decision-making process, and raise public awareness on emergency procedures. So here you see, for example, on the left, public meeting, meeting of the CLI. Here is, you see we we are on a nuclear plant to visit safety parts of the nuclear plants, different worker group seminar, technical seminar, many technical seminar during the year to develop knowledge of the member of the CLI. Time after time, the member of the CLI became not an expert, a nuclear expert, but they become to be a citizen expert with their own point of view and their own knowledge, and then to ask questions and to challenge the operator, the regulator, and the French TSO. And so here for me, I work for the ANCCLI, which is the National Council of Local Information Committee, and we are really a big link between all the local issues, the local questions, the local recommendation at local level by the CLI, and to share them with the national level. And we organize lots of meetings with partners to develop knowledge of the member of the CLI. And we are writing many white books about dismantling, aging, emergency, waste management, and post-accident situation, and so on. And we have really a close and positive relation with the French TSO, which is IRSN. And because with them, we develop many meetings for the member of the CLI to develop their knowledge and to be able to have a good knowledge on nuclear issue, and to be able to put questions and to understand all the issues regarding, for example, dismantling or waste management. And so on this not so easy stakeholder and civil society involvement on nuclear issue, we have few recommendations regarding our experience for a long time, but even if it's not so easy, I think we could go on a good way together and to build together a decision regarding recommendation of this civil society. And for example, I completely agree with PIPA about transparency and access to information. It's really a necessary way for developing trust. And so this access to information, the access to diversity of information, this access to diversity of point of view, it's really one of the main solution to develop trust between all the actors, and to have this positive involvement of the civil society and stakeholders. And oh, not working, yeah. I always try to explain that we have a sort of dichotomy between often the urgency of a solution putting on the table by a project leader and the time necessary for the citizens or for the people living around a nuclear plant or a nuclear facility to understand the issue of an evolution of a decision, and to be able to put on the table their own point of view of a decision. So there is a sort really of dichotomy, because we need citizens, we need really time to understand and to be able to build and to participate to the decision-making process. And often the time for the operator are really quick, and we really need to find together the good way for having the time for the civil society expression, and it's not always the case, even in France. You see, we just would like to remember that the consultation process, participation, dialogue are really tools to enable citizens to exercise their rights, and not to restore loss of trust or try to influence their decisions or try to influence their acceptability. So really, we really need to see this way of consultation and participation as really a way for co-construction of the process, of the decision-making process. And of course, time after time, we need to share the information with the young generation. We need to share the information with the diversity of stakeholders or diversity of citizens. So we really need to be more imaginative. And we really need to imagine a new form of debate, a new form of involving more and more population of citizens on this nuclear issue. Just to finish, a few examples of our involvement as citizens, as civil society on nuclear process, where we have a sort of positive feedback and where we have the feeling that our involvement are being taken into account. For example, during all the year 2019, there is a long time of public debate regarding the new plan, regarding the management of the nuclear waste management. And during this time, we have lots of public meetings at local level, and we see a really positive mobilization of the civil society, of the citizen, perhaps by the link with the CLI, because we share the information of the public debate with all the CLI and all the citizens we can. And we see this more and more involvement of the citizens during all the public debate. And we see that the government take into account a part of the questions, of the recommendation, of the interrogation that the population have put on during this different public meeting. We think it's a good evolution, because we have the feeling that all this meeting or this involvement, for a part of them, they are taking into account by the government for the final plan. Another example is for the aging of the nuclear plants in France. We have a few reactors for more than 40 years old, going for more than 40 years old. And it's an important evolution of the life of a nuclear plants, because at the beginning it should stop at 30 years. So it's an aging, a life extension of these nuclear plants, and of course, population and citizens where this nuclear are, where you have this life extension. There are really many interrogations from the population. So we have decided to do many public meetings with the CLI, with the local information committee, to try to share as well as possible all the information regarding this aging, and to try to put on the table really all the evolution, the safety evolution, environmental evolution, health evolution that will be done on this reactor for this life extension. So it's a long time of exchange, of consultation, of participation. It's during 2 years, and this it's not on the legal frame. I mean, this consultation and participation regarding life extension is supported by the High Committee of Information and Transparency in France, and it's a new way that we have success to put on the decision-making process by the recommendation of the local commission of information. So it's really an important evolution, because it's a voluntary consultation and participation that will not exist in the past. And for public inquiry, we see two positive evolution, because now the local information committee are really seen as a partner in the public inquiry, and the operator 5 really share as soon as possible before the public inquiry to the local information committee. So this CLI has the time to give his opinion during the public inquiry and to put on the table his opinion and recommendation. So the population could read, of course, the 5 operator, but could read the point of view of the CLI on this file during the public inquiry. So it's an important evolution. We didn't succeed to do it each time, but we see that time after time, we are on the good way for this public inquiry. We are on the good way. And so, as you know, probably for civil society, of course, and for citizens, we really want more sustainable choice. We really want more trust, more confidence, more time to learn. And as you can see, it's a long road. I really know that we didn't succeed to do it as quickly, because we need patience, humility, pragmatism, sincerity, loyalty, and transparency. and it's a long way to succeed to have positive feedback on all these topics. But in any case, we have this big chance in France to have a legal frame for this expression of the civil society, and we succeed to develop trust with really all the actors, and it's a positive feedback to succeed to work together in the future. And so, in conclusion, you see, CLI really respects the pluralistic opinions of their member. We really act as the messengers for civil society questions. We really facilitate growing citizen skills, of course, for mutual trust between partners. And we really give key to the civil society for carrying out expertise. So it's really, I think, a good way. I work on nuclear issues since only 10 years. Before I was working on industrial plants, and I think we have really a good, in France, in any case, we have really a good involvement of the civil society by the existence of the local information committee, and we are all agree that vigilance exercised by this civil society really contributes to safety. Thank you very much. And of course, feel free to ask me questions or to write questions on the website.